Hi everyone, it's Heather from True North Spirit Medicine here today. How you going? Today I'm going to be doing the energy reading for May 2023. Hooray, I got the date right. Just before I get onto the channeling and the cards, I just want to remind us all that we're in an eclipse window. So an eclipse window is the space between two eclipses. And there was a really big hybrid solar eclipse, total solar eclipse in WA, Western Australia, on the 20th of April, and then the next eclipse, full moon eclipse, is on the 5th of May. So we're literally in between those two spaces at the moment, and it's just a really good time to focus on where your thoughts are going. So what are you thinking about? Who are you thinking about? How are you thinking about these things? What are you wanting to draw forward from the field into your life? And it's a really good time to get really specific about that. So what do you want? What do you want it to look like? Most importantly, what do you want it to feel like? So remember, the key to manifesting is elevated thoughts and elevated emotions. And sometimes that can be really tricky if the situation, the current situation that you're in, is a challenging one. That's why this, they call us light workers, because, it's work to, to feel and to think and to see and to be above your current situation sometimes is really challenging. So they're just dropping in a reminder here of remember to receive. So if you are finding situations around you quite challenging, then remember that there's millions of light workers, millions of elevated, awakened, aware people on the planet and beyond that are sort of pumping good juju into the grid. God, that's such a hippie thing to say. But you know what I mean. Like there's, people like me that when you meditate, or do a Reiki treatment or anything like that, then you sort of intentionally add extra good light, like turning up the dimmer switch, into the grid of the planet itself. So in challenging times, please remember, and this is for me as well, that we can receive from that. So they're just reminding us, they're showing me like leaning, remember to lean on them, remember to lean on this beautiful energy, this, etheric plasma, high vibration, high frequency, light energy, love energy that's in the grid around you. And between the two eclipses is a really good time for that. Okay, so the deck of cards I'm using today is Kyle Gray, Angels and Ancestors Oracle Cards, artwork by Lily Moses. And there was no question today which deck to use. It was like this one, so that's nice. And I'm only going to use this one. Sometimes I use more than one, but this month it was very clear it was just this deck and just from this deck. Yeah, that makes sense. I tried to quietly sort of fling it on the table, but then I dropped it on the floor. Okay, so like usual, our usual, I'll draw some cards for us, and then I'll do the direct channeling bit, and then I'll go through the cards. Okay, so again, just asking for the best, clearest, highest, most interesting, funnest, most relevant, benevolent, loving guidance for the people watching. I did actually set a proper intention before I started, but I kind of say it out loud so it helps people. So there's a jumper, one that jumped out at me. That's interesting. Okay, what else? I think I'll just do 3. It's a nice kind of cool and cloudy day, although the sun's just come out. It's nice and cool and cloudy here today, which is a nice change. Feels like we've finally hit, that one jumped out at me too, so we've got 4. We finally hit autumn here in the, what am I in? Southern Hemisphere. Yeah, it's been a very long, hot summer, so it's nice to feel a bit cooler and a bit more sort of snugglier. Okay, I'm just going to have a quick look at the cards. So I'm back. I had to go and answer the phone. So I'm just going to going to look at the cards and see if the order needs to change. And no, miraculously. Yeah, they're in the right order. That's nice. Okay, so before we get any more interruptions, I'm going to tune in and see what the team have to say for this month. I'm kind of excited. I'm interested to see what they say and how they frame it. Don't know why I've said that, but anyway, let's see. Greetings, dear ones, and thank you again for sitting with us here today. We encourage your presence, we honour your presence, and we love when you come and sit with us, whether it is by yourself, through another vessel, or through this one, Heather. Indeed, we bring you glad tidings today, for we are very aware of your current situation. By that we mean the energies on your planet and the particular window of time in which you sit currently. It is indeed a grand time for manifesting, which is the ethereal plucking of the fruit from the trees, so to speak, the very definite summoning of the order from the menu, so to speak. Please do not be afraid of being bold in your orderings, my friends. Just as you would sit in a cafe or a restaurant and the server comes to you, the waiter or the waitress comes to you and asks what you desire. You do not necessarily feel shame or embarrassment or unworthiness necessarily when you order a cup of tea or a sandwich or a cold drink on a hot day. And likewise, you should not feel unworthy to order large things off our menu. For it is indeed the menu for all of us. It is not just ours, this council of elders which we have gathered to speak with you here today. It is the menu for all of you, for all of humanity, for all of everybody. So if you were to sit in the restaurant at the end of the universe, so to speak, what would you order? Would you order health and wealth and happiness and kindness and love and benevolence and connection and community and joy and purposeful fulfillment? Would you order an abundance of all of these things for yourself and others? Would you extend your order to include all of humanity, that they be safe and peaceful and loved, that they be sheltered and housed and clothed and fed and nurtured, that all of humanity has indeed the same grace and choice of decisions that you do, my friend? For wherever you are in the world, sometimes it is easy to forget our abundance. We compare it to others in our culture, and sometimes we feel lacking. But when we look at the broader humanity, the billions of you across this vast planet, some of you will understand that there is an imbalance between the haves and the have-nots. And perhaps you sit somewhere in the middle of this. And this gives us a platform for gratitude. This is all we mean to highlight. Gratitude for what you have, and gratitude that you are able to gift your energy or your time, your thinking, your intention, your desires, your actions towards those who have less than you. It is indeed an honourable endeavour. Gratitude is like the grease in the lock, the oil that lets the key slide smoothly to unlock and open that door to your desires. It is not a fallacy when they say you must be grateful for what you have in order to reach for more. Even though it seems paradoxical, it is indeed the way the world works, the universe works. Like attracts like, remember. And as you fill your heart with gratitude and peace and joy and love and abundance and kindness and care and benevolence and wisdom and health and wealth and happiness and all of those joyful things, you are able to spill your cup over into the ether, into the field around you, and that infects others with your joy and your gratitude and your abundance. And in that way you are doing your part to turn up the dimmer switch, increasing light and laughter and joy and compassion and kindness on the planet. So well done to you for all of those things, and we thank you, and we are indeed grateful for you and your presence. We ask you to remember to receive from this beautiful grid of light if your situation is challenging, and we ask you to remember to add to it as much as you can, particularly in this current window of time. Add your intention of peace on earth as much as you can. It is the work of the light, my friends. It is the work of the light. And you are indeed capable and powerful and supported in this. We love you dearly. We will not go far. We will speak to you again very soon. And so it is. Oh, interesting. It's not what I expected. I don't know what I expected. The whole time I felt like we were kind of sitting in this, like a cafe. Or one of those ones that kind of, you know, has big windows and does that slow rotation thing that some fancy restaurants do. I don't know. But you know what I mean. Anyway, it felt like we had an expansive view, I guess is what I'm wanting to say about that. How interesting. Yeah, manifesting gratitude, that whole lock and key situation. Lock and key situation. You know what I mean. Okay, so I forgot to stop the timer when I went to answer the phone, so I have no idea how long this is going to be, sorry. But I feel like I don't want this one to be too long. I don't know why. Anyway, so I've got 4 cards. I'll talk about them as I'm going through them rather than showing you all 4 at the beginning. So the first one is Hunter. Track down your fears and desires. I'll hold it up to the camera just because I'm here, but I'll also drop it in because I think that's a bit easier for you to see. Certainly easier for me to look at it at the same time as you are. Sorry. Hunter, track down your fears and desires. And I feel like this is really intimately connected to the bit that they were talking about in the manifesting process about that don't feel unworthy, basically. You know, sometimes there is a financial constraint when you're in a shop or a cafe and you can't afford the most expensive thing on the menu, or you might not want it, but do you know what I mean? Like, that was kind of popping into my head when they were speaking, but it didn't feel like there was room to say that in that channel somehow, but that's okay because it's come up here. So apart from the very logical, how much money do I have in my bank account versus how much I can spend, the invitation here is to let go of as much of that sense of unworthiness that you may have still kicking around in your system. Yeah? Track down your fears and desires. So once you realize that you deserve it all, love, kindness, compassion, blah, 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 then it makes it a bit, and they're showing, yeah, he's got an arrow, they're showing me the bow and arrow, like then it makes it a bit easier to focus on your desires, because you've let go of the concept that you've been given at some point, or maybe you haven't. You're one of those lucky people that just go, yes, I deserve it, good for you. That's amazing. But yeah, once you let go of that sense of unworthiness or self-sabotage, or however that shows up for you, it's a lot easier to go, yes, I deserve the bullseye, you know, the cold drink or the warm cup of tea on the menu or whatever it is, you know. Yeah. Yeah, they're just pointing out his necklace here, which has, you know, a skull and some teeth, and anyway, they're just that sort of tribal sense. So they're talking here just before we move on to the next card about community and how they're saying birds of a feather flock together. So part of your manifesting might be to gather a tribe, or gather your tribe, or connect with a new tribe, or make allowances for that. Anyway, is the invitation here over this next month, is to, they're saying expand your network. they're funny because they're using like modern day language. Yeah, this card is very kind of oldie worldy, tribal kind of energy. But yeah, expand your network. Okay, Medicine Mother, the second card, honor your inner knowing. So there's really powerful cards here this month. And beautiful blues. I love this card. She's such a powerful woman. Medicine Mother, honor your inner knowing. I'm pointing out the blue. And it's funny, I started off wearing a different coloured shirt and I changed to this blue one. Interesting. I'm pointing out that my shoes are blue. Okay, Medicine Mother. If you haven't already, a daily meditation practice is a must in whatever form that looks like for you, and however long that is for you. Okay, but connection to source, plugging yourself in some form every day at this particular time of human evolution is vital. Okay, vital. It'll keep you grounded, it'll keep you connected, it'll keep you balanced, it'll keep you in a good sleep pattern, it'll keep you in a good food pattern, it'll keep you on track. Okay, and they're bringing in a lot of clarity with that as well. So if you've been struggling with receiving messages for yourself or others, or if you've been struggling to kind of feel your way through this wonky energy and these really powerful downloads and upgrades and ear-ringing and you know, all the rest of it, this is the key to that. Okay, tapping into this beautiful indigo blue is what they're talking about. And that's actually, I don't know how it shows up on the camera, but that's actually the colour of this shirt. Is a really lovely sort of navy / indigo blue. Yeah, meditation, 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 meditation. It's connection. That's what it is. It's connection. Don't plug yourself in less than you would plug your phone in. You know, you're worth more than your phone. You know, that's a funny way to say it. Yeah. And that just reminded me, that bit I said at the beginning of like how they're going to frame something. They're laughing, going, that was part of it. Yeah, you're worth more than your phone in terms of connection and your sense of worth in charging yourself up, plugging yourself in. Okay, White Witch, be the light. I love this card. I say that just about every card. It's got to be. I didn't describe the other two very well. Sorry, but that's all right. White Witch, be the light. I'll post these cards up. I forgot to say it last time, but I'll drop them into the video, and I'll also when I take photos of them, I'll post them on my social media, so Facebook and Instagram, over the next couple of days once the video is up on YouTube, so you can have a closer look at them there as well. But it's a beautiful woman, and she's got some leaves in her hair and an owl with her. looks like a butterfly in her hair, and a pentacle, five-pointed star in the background. She's very calm looking and very powerful looking. White witch, be the light. They're actually just pointing out the owl on the back of the cards as well, and that there's an owl in the next card that's coming. Be the light. Light worker, light worker, light worker, light worker, light worker, light worker, light. You are the light. You are the light that we talk about when we talk about raising or lowering the dimmer switch. You are the light when we talk about the sunrise and the sunset and the beautiful dance of the auroras in the sky. You are the light when people are lost in the darkness and need a lighthouse to help shine their way through the rocks and the rough oceans. You are the light that the plants desire in their chlorophyll process of converting light to energy for growth. There is no mistaking in that metaphor or that scientific knowledge of plants absorbing light for growth. You are the light between each of the connections of every single cell of your body. Inside your body is not a dark cavern. Inside your body is a beautiful array of sparkling lights and electricity. Every time you have a thought or a feeling, it sets off a chain of reactions in your chemistry and your biology, including your etheric biology that your science has not measured yet in the mainstream, although the fringe-dwelling scientists have indeed measured this for decades, my friends. That inside your very body is a cascade of light. We invite you to remember this fact, particularly if you are feeling down or lightless. Remember that every thought and every emotion and every feeling in your body is a cascade of fireworks, which is beautiful to behold. We ask you to remember this, my friends, and shine your light as much as you can, as brightly as you can, as loudly as you can. For we need you, my friends. We support you and we love you. You are the light. Oh, that's nice. Okay. And the last card, Shaman. Trust in higher forces. He's a very shaman-y looking guy. He sort of looks like a Native American dude. He's got a beautiful feathered headdress and what looks like a drum at his chest and an eagle on his head with horns and bells and a real sense of power and strength, I want to say. And there's the eagle again. Oh, the owl. And I'll just show you the back of the card quickly. That's the back of the card. It's that same sort of drum and owl that the shaman guy has at his breast and head. So we've talked a lot about light this month, this video. And even though it's a sort of mostly cloudy day here, they're asking us to remember that we generate our own light. Just like that bit they said a minute ago about, we're all kind of sparkly and light inside, even though we sort of tend to think of the skin being a barrier to light and that light doesn't get in and there's no light inside. We tend to think of our bodies as these kind of dark things inside, but that's the actual opposite of what the reality is. So there's a real invitation here, and that's part of this shamanic practices is they're saying it's like trust in higher processes, but it's also a recognition that we are part of the higher process, because we are, but we are also the higher process at the same time as being the human one. That's not quite the right wording. They're showing me that, you know, that's DNA, by the way. That's me drawing the double helix of the DNA with one finger, which doesn't really work. But anyway, they're showing me the spiral of the double helix of our DNA, and reminding us that there's more chromosomes than pairs of chromosomes than we think there are. There's an added pair that's sort of invisible to mainstream science because it's an esoteric pair. It's a metaphysical pair. I mean, I could do a whole video on that. In fact, it's part of the Playing in the Field workshop, part 1. But anyway, they're reminding us that an aspect of our very DNA is light, is source energy, is spirit, is etheric, is metaphysical, is multidimensional, okay? It's a really important factor to remember in all of this. And part of this shamanic work is understanding that, recognizing that, embracing that, empowering yourself with that, and if you wish then to spread it to others. But it's also about connecting that spark of light, that multidimensional DNA aspect of ourselves, with the grander, higher power as we think of it as being out there. Well, it's not really out there. Connecting those two things. So connecting those millions of sparks of light within you to the bigger source of light that's outside. Does that make sense? I think it does. At the same time I was trying to explain that to you, I was seeing ourselves, me, sitting again with the Council of Elders in that beautiful restaurant at the end of the universe, which is a really nice Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy reference, if you know that work. And also reminding me of, I think last month we were talking about the Rainbow Bridge, of how important it is for us to be connected and grounded in the earth in order to help bring through the higher order energies and connect them to the Gaia group, to the earth energies below us. So yeah, I was seeing us, me representing us, sitting in that lovely restaurant at the edge of the universe, at the end of the universe, and also the sort of beautiful rainbow bridge between us, being the rainbow bridge between spirit and earth, basically. Yeah, so connecting with that spark of light in you and connecting it to the bigger ball of light, for want of a better word, that's around all of us. Did that make sense? I hope so. I think it did. Trust in higher forces. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to leave it there. I have no idea how long this video is because the time is going when I went to answer the phone. I hope that helped. Stay in touch, like and subscribe the video if you fancy. Share it with other people that you think might find some benefit from this work. I think there's a sale on Redbubble at the moment. I've got a bit slack with promoting stuff of the merchandise. Oh, this is one of my designs. I quite like this one. Redbubble threadless. The links are below in the description box. Follow me on Facebook or Instagram if you want to stay up to date with what's happening and any sort of little updates along the way. And I'm going to start an Etsy store soon. I'm still rebuilding the new website, making progress daily, which is kind of nice. So I'll let you know when that's ready. And yeah, I've got some more merchandise that I've been working on as well, that doesn't really go into shirts and hats and mugs and things. So I've found a new avenue for that, which is kind of nice. Yeah, but anyway, stay in touch and I will keep you posted with any of those developments. And sending you lots of love and lots of really big hugs. And if you're a bit isolated from your tribe at the moment, remember you can hug yourself. And if you do it with the same intention that you would a loved one, that your body is so objective that it doesn't actually know the difference. Yeah, hug yourself, love yourself. We love you and we're sending you lots of the very best care. And I shall talk to you next month. Okay, much love. Bye.